Adjunct Professor Moran, Macroeconomics 111. Now that we've studied exchange rates, we can start studying international transactions between two different companies, and see what happens to the supply and demand of their currency, and with the resulting impact on exchange rates between the two countries. Exchange rates are inverses, meaning if one country's currency appreciates, the other one will depreciate. These graphs are somewhat peculiar, so it takes a little practice to get used to them. Here's a first example. Let's say there's inflation in the United States. That means that Americans may want to import more foreign goods. They're going to have to supply dollars, the quantity of US dollars in excess. They're going to have to supply more dollars to the international exchange market so they can demand euros, because the currency that's used has to be the one of the seller. So if we're going to import more goods, Americans need euros to accomplish this. What we have is dollars, so we're going to supply dollars so we can demand euros to buy imports. If we supply dollars to the market, our equilibrium shifts from here to this equilibrium. This is the euro to dollar exchange rate. So this would be euros over dollars. To make this easier, I suggest you start at 1/1, regardless of what the real exchange rate is, so you can see it. If you're going closer to the equilibrium, make this number 1/2. It used to take €1 to buy $1. Now €1 buys $2. The euro has appreciated. The euro can now buy more dollars. We've supplied dollars to the international money market so we can demand euros so we can buy their imports. Here's our original equilibrium. Let's just arbitrarily say that's 1/1. Since this number is further from the origin, I would suggest you make that 2/1. This is dollars per euro, and it used to take $1 to buy €1. But now it takes $2 to buy €1. The dollar has depreciated. It now takes more dollars to buy €1. Notice on these graphs that the economic scenario is described here in dollars, but you're reading the value of the foreign currency on this axis. The supply and demand impact of dollars given by the economic scenario here, but the appreciation and depreciation of the other currency on this axis. The economic scenario of euros here, but the impact of the value of dollar here. Interest rates in the United States increase. Well, if you were walking down the street and had money to put in the bank, you would put your money in the bank with the highest interest rate. So in these examples, it's assumed that when interest rates in the United States goes up, foreigners will want to invest more in the United States. To do that, they're going to need more dollars. That will cause the demand of dollars to increase from D1 to D2. To get those dollars, they have to exchange their money, in this case Canadian dollars. Let's look at the impact on the currency values as a result. This is Canadian dollars divided by US dollars. Start at 1:1. This new equilibrium, 2, is higher, so just make that 2/1. It used to take $1 Canadian to buy $1 US dollar. Now it takes $2 Canadian to buy $1 US dollar. The Canadian dollar has depreciated. It takes more Canadian dollars to buy an American dollar. To get these dollars, to demand these dollars, they had to supply their currency. Let's take the original equilibrium as $1 US dollar over $1 Canadian dollar. Now this number is close. This new equilibrium is close to the origin. I'm going to arbitrarily call that 1/2. It used to take $1 US dollar to buy $1 Canadian dollar, but now $1 US dollar can buy $2 Canadian dollars. The US dollar has appreciated. Americans want to buy an import. If Americans want to buy an import, we need to supply our currency to the international money markets so we can demand their currency, because we have to use the currency of the seller. This graph is the quantity of US dollars. Are we supplying or demanding it? Well, because we need to get yen and we have dollars, we're going to supply dollars in an attempt to get yen. Once we've supplied our dollars, we can demand our yen. Now we can analyze what happened to the exchange rates on the other axis. Here's our original equilibrium. Let's make that 1 over 1. Let's make the second equilibrium 1 over 2 because it's closer to the origin. This exchange rate is yen over dollars. You used to take 1 yen to buy a dollar, but now 1 yen buys $2. The yen has appreciated. We've supplied dollars in an attempt to demand yen. So the quantity of yen is analyzed here, but this exchange rate is dollars over yen. So now we can analyze what's happened to the dollar. This equilibrium will start with 1 over 1, Q1, equilibrium 1. Equilibrium 2, this number is further from the origin, I'll call that 2 over 1. It used to take $1 to buy 1 yen, but now it takes $2 to buy 1 yen. It takes more dollars to buy a yen. The dollar has depreciated. This is how you graph international transactions to determine the change in the exchange rate, which, when one currency buys more of another currency, is called an appreciation, as opposed to when it takes more of a domestic currency to buy another currency, which is a depreciation.